He's off.
Yeah, sure. Sam, I was wondering, what have you thought about Traylin Smith, how he's done so far first 2 weeks, and how confident are you if Rakeem can't go that he can step into a starter's role?
I'm very confident in Traylon and the other backs. We'll have to wait and see on Rakeem, but very confident. He's a hard runner, nice blocker. I mean, the guy plays hard, and more importantly, our team believes in him. So if that's the case, then we'll be just fine with him.
Hey, Sam, I guess there are multiple reports out of Auburn that KJ Britt's having surgery tomorrow, so he's out for this game. Well, what's your take on that, how that might impact the game, Auburn losing one of their best defenders?
I don't know. Obviously, KJ Britt, in my opinion, is one heck of a football player. That would be very disappointing for Auburn and for us. I mean, we want their good players to play and things of that nature. But if not, I'm sure they have guys. Steiner is his backup, so I'm sure he'll be ready to play. But that's sad news. It really is, because KJ's a really good player, a really good person.
Scotty.
Hey, Sam, I just saw a story from the AP a few minutes ago. Greg Sankey's threatening schools with big fines and suspensions and stuff if coaches don't keep their masks on during games. How have you thought that your staff has kind of adhered to the mask stuff?
I think pretty well. I think we've done a nice job. I don't watch the TV show or the TV copy of the game or anything like that, but we've talked about it. I assume that all of them are doing a very nice job. I know mine very rarely comes off, so we've talked about it. I'm happy with what I know about the way that we're handling our masks.
Tom.
What's been striking to you the most about how you've played defensively through two games? Because mostly the same guys, and they allowed 450 yards a game last year.
Well, I mean, they're playing about like what I thought they would. Barry and his staff have done an outstanding job of motivating them and getting them to play hard and running to the ball and understanding what the opponent's going to do. I'm awful proud of them, I'll say that. And we're well aware that we didn't have the best defense in the world last year. But from what we've seen since we've been here, we're getting in games about what we expected to get.
Nikki.
Coach, what were some points of emphasis for your guys this week? And then also, how did they handle the wet ball practices?
Well, we're getting another day today, Nikki, of wet ball. And then we've had, this will be our fourth day that we've handled it. Some of the quarterbacks handle it better than others. I think a lot of times it has something to do with hand size, and things of that nature. Running backs haven't seemed to have a problem with it, and our wideouts haven't seemed to have a problem with it. Our big emphasis is trying to get a first down on every. We do not want to go 3 and out on offense. We've been talking about the pace of offense and this, that, and other, and we want to play fast, but we have to get the drive started, and we have to get the first down for us to have any, in my opinion, any major success. And so we've been harping on that on offense, on special teams. We talked a lot about punt return, kickoff return for us. 2 weeks ago we had a hard time of stopping their return game. We had to pay a little bit more attention. We need to grab some yards on our return team. And then certainly on defense, we've got to tackle better in the second half, and we can't have any explosive plays, and they can make that happen either with the quarterback, running back, or wide receiver, obviously, and we have to be able to shut down the quarterback.
Biddy.
Hey, Coach, I was wondering if you had any conversations with Kirby Smart or anybody on the Georgia staff about Auburn, maybe some tells that they have or what they like to do or what they did against them that worked. And also, does that happen often during the season between colleagues?
I think everybody talks to people that they know. You know, they're going to call back and forth and visit a little bit and about, you know, Georgia. They played Tennessee this week, you know, and we know, you know, and Jim Chaney and I are good friends and all that. And Jim was at Georgia, you know, so I certainly was with Kirby and them for 5 times that we played Auburn. So. If you have any conversation, most of it would be about personnel and those things. But no, I haven't talked with Kirby about that.
Nate.
Sorry, Kyle, just go ahead and I wasn't around this week, so get somebody that really knows what's going on to ask.
Otis.
Yeah, Coach Pittman. Hey, how's Bo Limmer, Brady Latham, and any of the backups like Luke Jones or Shane Clinton, any of the guys that's played, how are those guards playing, in other words, for you?
I think they're playing better. You know, they're young, so they probably should get better each week. You know, you have Clary, Clinton, Wagner, some of those guys, Luke Jones, that are obviously getting better at practice and things like that. I've been really pleased with Limmer and Latham. I think they're coming on. They're playing better because they work extremely hard in practice. So I'm pleased with the progress that we're making up front. We've got a long way to go, but I think we have a little bit of depth, and the kids are really practicing hard. But I've been pleased with Latham and Limmer.
Coach.
Yeah, Coach, obviously you don't want injuries, but does a game like what you had at Mississippi State, do you come away from that, you know, feeling better about your depth than you would otherwise?
I think the team does too. You know, obviously we do, but I think the team does. I think the team believes that, you know, if we take 70 kids, 67 kids last week, and that's who we need to win the game. And I think our kids, that sure helps our kids believe that. You know, we took out Hudson Clark at the end of practice yesterday and said, hey, look, this guy was ready. He played 2.5 quarters. He was ready to go. We knew he was capable. He just wasn't quite as good as the guy in front of him. But we knew he was capable of playing good football, and he was ready mentally. He didn't pout. He didn't soak around. He said, hey, man, I get my chance. I'm going to go in there and prove that I belong on this field. So I think the kids proved it even a little bit more than what we did by just talking about it.
Let me know if you've got more in the chat, Bob.
Hey, Sam, I know Hammond's, he's got a lot of speed. He's had some big games in the past, but getting him the ball the way you guys have, these first couple games haven't worked too well. Do you take that play out of the book, and what do you feel you can do to maybe get him going a little bit?
Well, he got to get open. We got to get the ball to him. You know, obviously we've tried a couple of things with him that hadn't worked too good, but he's practicing hard. He's helping us on special teams. We're glad he's on the football team, but he's where he probably should be on the depth chart right now. Until he gets a little bit better, he'll get more opportunities, but he's practicing hard, and I'm proud of him.
Scotty.
Yeah, Sam, if Rakeem's not able to go or give you much on Saturday, who do you guys feel most confident in behind Traylin Smith?
I think you have two. You know, you have Dominique and you have Spivey. You know, you have Dominique Johnson Spivey. So I don't really know. I think it's going to be dictated on, is it muddy? Is it, a muddier game might be better for a bigger guy, which would be Dominique, So I'm not positive who we'd go with first. I'll know Saturday morning. We'll discuss it and decide. But I think you'll see all three of them play, assuming Rakeem can't. And if Rakeem can, then you probably see a couple of them.
You said last night on radio that talking about Devion, that you'd be coming after him for another senior year, and I really haven't thought about that very much. But what's the optimum number for you to say retain seniors from this team, and when does that start?
The recruiting of them started, I don't know, maybe 9 months ago. But how many we could keep, I don't know. 9, 10, somewhere in that area. We'd like to keep as many as we can that want to come back.
Nikki.
Coach, how have you felt about, the tight end execution and are they filling the role that you ideally have for them in Brawl's system?
I think it's getting better, Nikki. We're still not as physical as I'd like to be there. We're getting better in our route running, better in understanding of the offense. We have to be more consistent there, but I think the key word there is I believe that they're getting better in all those situations. I think we'll have pretty good tight end room by mid-season, maybe a little later than that. But I think right now we've got good individuals, and we need to be a little bit better in all those aspects to become a good room of tight ends.
Russell.
Coach, what have you seen from your players at practice this week, trying to put the Mississippi State game behind them and focus on Auburn this week?
Well, it's anything different or
just how they've looked in practice?
They're really good. We've probably been even a little bit harder on them this week than maybe what we were last 2 weeks. The expectations, are the same, but we've probably been a little harder on strain, finish, transition, just a lot of expectations. Probably have been amped up a little bit. So we'll see what happens, but they've had really good practices. Let me say this, if we went out there and didn't play well, it's not because we beat Mississippi State. I promise, because Auburn beat the heck out of us. That's why. We are ready. We're prepared. We put the game from Mississippi State away, and we really have, and our kids are hungry to go out there and try to get that feeling again.
Everybody.
Coach, I was curious about equipment for this one. Is there, what are some of the things that you might bring for a damp field, like longer cleats, different gloves? And is there any advantage at all for an offense in a game like this one could be where it's raining?
Well, I think, you bring a lot of extra things, you know what I mean? More of what you have, balls, rain jackets, things of that, towels, more of what you already have. You might switch to screw-in cleats, things of that nature that can function a little bit better, possibly in the mud. But really, what I hope we bring is a mentality that if it's raining, that come on, let's go, we're ready to go. That's what I really want to bring to the game.
We've got time for one or two more. Bob?
Sam, is Coates back in the starting lineup, or would he be coming off the bench? And are Brown and Burks looking good?
I don't know what the depth chart says on Coates. I don't know where he's at. Where's he at, Kyle? Huh? We got him as an or, so I think he'll either start or somebody else will start. And what was the other question?
Are Brown and Burks, have they been able to practice and look good this week? And
Mo, he's getting better, and Burks, he's also improving.
okay, you're the only guy I've ever heard call Brown Mo. Where'd you pick that up?
Well, it says Mo on the back of his jersey. Mo Brown.
I guess Monteric's probably too long to fit on there, huh?
I don't know if he's playing pretty good. If he wants it on there, we'll toss it on there.
Okay.
But that say Mo on the back of his jersey. Mo.
I never noticed. Mine aren't that good.
All right, that's gonna wrap us up.
Thanks, guys.